Did you hear they're getting the sailor?
That's okay. Nice. Awesome.
Pretty cool.
That is good. You got a little X.
All right, next one, please. About 3 seats right here. 3 right there, and a full chair.
Thank you. I am Sherry Passmore, and I'm so excited to be here, and I'm excited that you're here too, because what I have to share with you actually changed the health of literally everyone in my family. I'm going to tell you a couple of short stories about that, but seriously, it could go on for way too long. That's why they're going to be short stories. So my mom, for instance, she had type 1 diabetes, and she was on this really fun little thing called metformin. Anybody heard of that? Anybody know what that is? Anybody think that's a good idea to have to take that? No, the side effects, the things, the nutrient deficiencies that stuff causes are really catastrophic to your health. She didn't want to be on that, okay? She does not have to be on that anymore because she takes kyanic, and her blood sugar is now normal every single morning. Not only that, she has her lipid panel paper that she literally brings around with her, like, to people going, look, because her numbers are in the normal range, and that hasn't happened in years, you guys. Okay, same with the blood sugars in the morning, hasn't happened in years. Secondly, my dad, okay, I love the man, sometimes he drives me a little cuckoo, but he had Crohn's disease. Anybody ever heard of Crohn's disease? Mm-hmm. That is really not fun. Not only is it extremely painful, but you are in a very short leash to the bathroom, okay? He doesn't have to deal with that anymore. Not only that, gout, no more gout, okay? The only thing he changed is he's taking kyanic, okay? He doesn't have to take any of that mean, nasty stuff that you have to normally take to deal with those things. All right, my husband, his blood pressure, if you met him, you would be like, what do you mean he has high blood pressure? The guy is fit. He rides MS 150s 3 times a year. There is no reason that he should have high blood pressure. But sure enough, that stuff was sneaking up. It was like in the 150s, over 90 something or other, okay? Doctors are saying, I don't think we're gonna have to put you on some blood pressure medicine. Guess what? Nope, now it's like 121 over 72 on the regular. What he changed? He's not exercising more. I don't think you could. He didn't change his diet because I'm the one that cooks his food. He's taking kyanic, okay? I have stories like that throughout my whole family. Myself, my daughter, it just keeps going and going. Because, and this is what you need to remember, you are not what you eat. You're actually what your body can absorb. And that was really my dad's issue. He could not absorb the nutrients because his system was so messed up with Crohn's, okay? But our stuff is immediately bioavailable. So when you take it, it's in your bloodstream, just like that. Your body doesn't have to try to break down some kind of crazy whatever, okay? So I want to find the clicker and let's talk a little bit more about the other things you need to know with the right button. Okay, so I really admire these guys. I've gotten to meet them all in person, and they are outstanding individuals, but they're not your typical kind of person that starts this company. They are actually really, really successful, normal business owners, okay? We've got the Hanson family and the Taylor family. The Hansons are actually in oil and gas and real estate. They have built a multi-billion-dollar empire through that. Taylors, these guys are in agriculture. They have one of the biggest potato farms in our country, okay? They also are into cattle and a bunch of other stuff. And they have a heart of gold. They actually use what they do to help other people inside and out. So we are an international healthy living company. We're actually in over 65 countries. I think we're up to 67 now or something crazy like that. So most likely if you know somebody in another country, then they could probably use some Kyone. It started in 2007 and we are growing over $250 million right now. Less than 1% market saturation. Anybody a business-minded person? Right, okay, so we have 3 hands. What that means is you don't have to compete against the concept in somebody's head that they think they already know everything. Because if you say Kyone to them, most likely they're gonna be like, is that a karate move? Because they don't know what Kyone is, right? That means that they are gonna be open to listening. So 1% market saturation is phenomenal, okay? Founders, these guys have never failed a business. They have never sold a business. They've never brought a company public. Kyone is completely debt-free. And if you're going to partner with a business owner, would you rather them be multimillionaires or multi-billionaires? I'm going for billionaires? Okay, that's these guys. Around 5 billion. All right, Caring Hands Charity, I love this. Miles, did you get to go on a Caring Hands trip?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he can tell you about that later. We do mission trips. Actually, they're called service trips all over the world. And we help people that really, really need it, not just with potato packs, but in service too. All right, so here's where we get to the nitty-gritty. Why in the world do you have to worry about what you eat? Well, for one thing, anybody know anybody that's on depression medication? I do. Do you know that being nutrient deficient can cause depression? Mm-hmm. Did you know that when you add the nutrients that your body needs back into it, the depression can lift? But the pharmaceutical industry doesn't make any money off of that, so why would they bother telling you that, okay? 1.9 billion adults are overweight. 41 million preschool children are obese. Not like they're wider than they are tall, y'all. It's not good. Okay, 1 in 3 Americans die from chronic disease, and over 80% of them are preventable. This is what gets me about that. The 4th leading cause of death in the US is actually taking prescription medication as prescribed. That's crazy. So you're doing what the doctors are telling you, and you die from it. That's really crazy, okay? And 55% of Americans, right? So what, I don't know, some math person work out that average for me. It's not a good average. Some of the top health problems are disease, cancer, arthritis, and stroke, and diabetes. What do those things have in common? Does anybody know? They're largely preventable. We're setting ourselves up for this stuff, okay? Here's another thing. Even if you eat clean, they're farming the same soil over and over and over again. So the nutrients that the plants are trying to pull out of the ground are completely deficient because they don't like do crop rotation. They're relying on fertilizer, which only has like 4 things in it, instead of relying on the soil having the compounds that it needs to put it in the plant, okay? You can supplement, but if you're buying a supplement at the grocery store, I guarantee you, first of all, it's probably in a tablet form, which means maybe 30% of it you might absorb. The other part of that is it's filled with fillers. It's got some fake colors in it. It's got some sweeteners in it that you don't need. So yeah, you need a supplement, but you need to do it the right way, okay? You can either invest in your health now, or you can pay for your treatment later. That's kind of how that works. Okay, so why don't more people take care of their well-being? Because it's hard, okay? If you're going back to my dad, he's a great guy, he's a pastor, and he likes chicken fried steak, and he likes fried chicken, and he likes all this other food. And I tried really hard. Once he told me he had Crohn's, I looked up all the stuff online. How can I help it? What does he need? And I sent him a bunch of supplements that I had in my cabinet, and tried to get him to change his diet. You've got to get off sugar, Dad. No more sugar for you. No more gluten. Yeah, that lasted like maybe 2 days, maybe. Okay, and then he's right back at it again, because that's hard. That's hard to change everything. That's what needed to happen, but that's not what he did. And then I just happened to be at an event, and I heard these two guys right here chatting, like behind me. And one of them told the other one, well, she had Crohn's and she doesn't have it anymore. Literally spun around on my heel and said, what are you talking about? My dad's got that. And Casey over there said, it's Kyani. The bad thing about that was he had already tried to share it with me, y'all. He had already come over to my house because we used to be neighbors and we're friends. And he tried to be like, you know, this is going to make you feel better. It's good for you. And I'm like, I know all about nutrition. I've got this whole cabinet full of stuff. There's A to Zinc right there. You know, I've literally shelves full of supplements, shelves. And I'm like, I've got it covered. I really appreciate that. Means you care for me. That means that you have my heart, and I thank you, but I got it. Now I have to listen. Now I'm like, how is it that this stuff helps somebody with Crohn's and everything I did didn't? So I started digging in and doing the research, and my jaw dropped. I was blown away, because the difference in this is the purity of it, the bioavailability of it, the flippant amount of antioxidants in this alone is enough to knock just about anything that you're dealing with off its socks, okay? So this literally is wellness simplified, and that's what my dad needed. He actually called me about a month and a half after being on Kyani. I have never in my life gotten a call more excited from somebody having had a solid bowel movement. He was like, you're not gonna believe this! And I'm like, whoa. Yay, Dad! So it was pretty life-changing. We actually, when you're talking simplification, we've got it down pat, okay? 4 easy things, easy. We've got the triangle of health, we've got our 2 protein nutritionals, and then we have skincare, because what you put on your skin is in your bloodstream in about 6 to 9 seconds, so you don't want to bleed junk, okay? The sunrise, this is what the triangle of health is what I gave my dad. It's just 3 products, okay? That's why it's called a triangle. You know, you have 3 sides. We have 22 superfruits juiced into a pouch. Anybody ever tried juicing before? Okay, raise, keep your hand up if you're still juicing. 1. All right. Michelle, why did you quit?
Too messy.
It's too messy.
Too much.
It's too much. The cleanup is crazy, and then you're spending how much on?
Too much.
Yeah, too much, okay? If you were to take the 22 superfruits that you find in this packet right here and do that yourself, if you could find that in a grocery store, but last time I checked, I didn't see any almond or ashwagandha or wolfberry or mangosteen or goji berry in a store to even bother to juice, okay? But if you could do that, it would run you about $400 a week, right? This is a whole lot cheaper and less messy. And anybody that doesn't like the cleanup, I'm with you. Okay, the sunset, that's all your lipid soluble. Lipid means fat, that means A, D, and E, and also omega-3s. So omega-3s, super important for heart health, super important for brain health, super important for nerve health. Really good stuff. And all of this is really high in antioxidants. So antioxidants are important because they fight all of the stress that your body is under. Anybody under any stress? Anybody feel stressed out? Okay, this is like your frontline defense against that. Okay, increased focus and cognitive function, better stress management, healthy blood sugar, healthy cholesterol. I read today that the FDA has finally conceded and said that omega-3s help with cholesterol. Okay, reduced inflammation, better pain management, increased sexual function. Okay, all right. Better cardiovascular health, increased cellular support, and helps with quality of sleep. Anybody had a hard time getting to sleep or staying asleep? No, that was me. That was me. That's what this helped me with the most, was being able to stay asleep. And you don't have to change your eating habits. So nitro over there, I forgot about that one. That one is actually, it helps with blood flow and energy. Who likes being alive? Anybody? All right. You need nitric oxide. Without it, you can live about 5 seconds. Your body decreases production as you age. So you need something to pump that back up. You could eat really well, but this happens to have the noni fruit. Noni is the most potent food as far as making your body pick up that nitric oxide production on the planet. And it's kind of hard to find. So it also has some other things that help your metabolism, which I appreciate. If you were to try to eat 8 apples, 80 cups of broccoli, 80 ounces of sardines, 96 cups of kidney beans, and all that, then you would be able to get all of the nutrients that you find in one little packet of Sunrise. Like for vitamin A, 23 carrots, I think I'll just have Sunrise. We have some protein nutritionals, and so what is important about protein is, I learned today actually that your body actually spends more energy metabolizing protein than it does any other source of food. So you're actually burning the calories as you're taking in the protein. Yay for that, okay? So it's the most efficient way to eat as far as being able to metabolize food. So most people aren't getting enough of it these days. We need to have quality protein though, because there's a lot of junk out there. So it optimizes your own fat metabolism. It helps with the healthy joints and skin and hair. This is collagen. Your bones, your skin, your joints, your ligaments, all that stuff is made at least partly out of collagen. It's the second most abundant nutrient in your body after water. And as we age, we decrease in production of that. You see a whole lot of stuff like the chicken bone broth soup and stuff like that. We don't eat like that anymore. So we're missing out. I mean, when's the last time anybody had chicken skin? That's a good source of collagen. Okay, this is a good way without any junk in it to replace that and have your body have the building blocks to absorb, to build better bones, skin, hair. And the other thing that I love about Kyani is they don't just like give you some collagen, okay? It's also got fern extract because it helps with skin moisture. It's also got CoQ10, the most absorbable form of that on the planet. Anybody heard that? That's good for heart health. It's got 5 other things in it that help with all sorts of stuff. So you're not just getting collagen, right? It's all natural, grass-fed beef, non-GMO, and it's sugar-free. They actually include monk fruit in it, which has its own benefits. Fit 20. So my husband, I told you guys he rides in his 150s. He was riding one 2 weekends ago, and I sent him with a bunch of Fit 20s. I'm like, you just gotta try it. So he takes one, it takes him like 8 hours because it's almost a 200-mile bike ride over 2 days. So he takes one in the morning and he takes one in the afternoon. Usually on day 2, I hear all his whining and complaining because his board hurts and all his muscles are trying to fall off. And this time it didn't happen. I'm like, come on, it had to be the Fit 20. He's like, I don't know, it could have just been a good day. I'm like, yeah, right. 20. Okay, so again, this is great because it's not just collagen and whey protein isolate, which is the most pure form. They're putting stuff in here to help with muscle regeneration, to help reduce soreness, to help with nitric oxide production. They don't do any, this is the Ferrari, you guys, of protein products. The Ferrari, we're not talking, well, maybe Miles is here. This is a Lamborghini of protein products. Sorry about the Ferrari thing. So this is not second class. Nothing kind of does is second class. All right, and again, with the all-natural from the grass-fed beef, non-GMO, and it doesn't have any dairy in it. Anybody have dairy issues? That's one of the reasons they use whey protein isolate, so that people with lactose issues can also use this. You can use it as a meal replacement when you stick it with the sunrise and the sunset. And anybody deal with wrinkles and cellulite? Don't raise your hand, I don't want to incriminate anyone. Joint and muscle pain, I've had a little of that, exhaustion. They put prebiotics in the HL5, so it's going to help with some leaky gut. Hair thinning, I've noticed since I started taking it that, David, I can't tell.
I eat a lot of it.
Can you just put it on the top and rub it in, or? I was up with the name David, and guys would like, shine heads. This is what the guy, the
Snatching.
It's magic, okay. This helps with osteoarthritis. There have been a lot of different people talking about this online, and it's been pretty incredible. I kind of was like, collagen, whatever, but all right. You know, when people start showing up saying it's making them feel better, you can't really refute that. So these are just the percentages of those items that are made up by collagen. All right, anybody concerned with aging? Anybody lying about not being concerned? Okay, this stuff really is kind of like beauty care crap. I know because I have some customers and they don't run out of it. They will call me a week ahead of time and say, how long does that take to ship? I got to remember, because they're not going to go without their eye cream. They're not going to go without, and the reason is because it's got the same kinds of things that are in Sunset and Nitro. Remember I said it goes into your skin? Anything you put on your skin is going into your blood. That's why they put all the good stuff back in the skincare. So you're getting like double dose of this stuff. And it's really helping with that cellular turnover. It's helping with that youthful, radiant glow. Right, Brian? Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is the kind of stuff you do not want in your bloodstream ever. Mineral oil, we are not crude people. All right, that was a bad comment, I'm really sorry. Dairy, bovine products. Some people have really high gluten sensitivities. Other people probably shouldn't have it anyways, but they do. But you don't have to worry about that. They're not going to use synthetic colors because, again, cayenne doesn't do anything second class. We've had some phenomenal testimonials. Which one? Okay, this guy, I think it was. Isn't he the one that at the Dane put it on one eye? He just put it on one eye, and like 10 minutes later, people were walking up to him going, did somebody hit you? Anyways, it helps build collagen again. So good stuff. I use it. We're also certified alpha yin yang. I don't know where that is, but we're certified right out of it. We're gluten-free. This is really hard to get, this 5-star fish oil, international fish oil standard. I had somebody ask me if athletes can take it if they have to worry about doping. No, Center for Preventative Doping Research has certified us. The FDA, we are an approved facility. No nutraceuticals are certified by the FDA, but they have looked us up and down and said your facilities are 100% up to par for production. Monday Selection Award. So they go around and get all of the items from all over the world and judge them together. So they did fish oils twice. We've won it both times. Grand gold. Hard to beat that. We have 30-day money-back guarantee. You don't like the color of the bottle, you can send it back. And we also have, this isn't Amazon Prime, this is like Handy's Prime. So if you don't like paying for shipping, you just get that and that goes away. Okay, so we have some of our own testimonials because I don't know any of those people. So David, will you please come? Amanda, Joanne, and Michelle. You guys. David, you're first.
I'm first.
You're first. We've called him Reverend Dave because sometimes he gets preaches.
I will do that today. So how's everybody doing today? Good, good. Well, my name's David Jones. You are looking at a person that went to the dentist, and the dentist said, son, your blood pressure is 175 over 110. I had no clue. Had no clue whatsoever. I worked out a little bit. I ate somewhat good, nowhere near as I'm eating now. And then I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, yes, your blood pressure is 175 over 110. Here goes your pink slip, put me on prescription pills. Called my father. My father was like, son, that is the last thing you want to be on. You need to do something else. And so lo and behold, Tara was able to find Kayani. And now you're looking at somebody that's 50 pounds lighter, and 8 months now, 53 to be exact. And then you're also looking at somebody that's not taking any blood pressure pills or cholesterol pills either. So this has definitely saved my life, because I was just telling somebody the other day, I have no clue where I would be if I would even still be here on the route that I was going, and the path that I was on, just with what this has brought to me, not only from a health, but a wealth, significance, and then more importantly, getting my time back. This is definitely something that I will never, ever look back on. I can assure you that. So that's my testimony. That's my.
This is my first time in front of a group sharing. So it basically started when I had my daughter 10 years ago. I think postpartum just got a hold of me so strongly that I went into a really dark hole full of depression and anxiety for all that period of time. I found it really hard to function. I was in bed more than I wasn't. My kids never had birthday parties. It just really was way too much. I would go through the car line to avoid having to have conversations with people because of the anxiety. And it wasn't because I wasn't friendly. It was just because I couldn't really live anymore. And so I was really skeptical whenever I decided to try this. But after a month, believe it or not, the anxiety completely went away. I had been relying on a weighted blanket to get me through some of the days. And I also now I'm able to stand up here and do this, and I'm okay. And I'm excited to live again. And my kids have a new mom, and I could go on for hours. But on top of that, my daughter has inherited my anxiety, and she started middle school, and she's had a wonderful day every single day. Her anxiety is gone, and will never be a day without this. It's been incredible, life-changing.
My name is Michelle, and I've been on the Triangle of Health with my husband and my son now, which I really want to talk about, mostly my son. I have a 20-year-old son with autism. So he's my autism man-child. He's like Rain Man, if anyone's familiar with Rain Man. He has not had any healthy foods in 15 years. He had sleep disorders since the time he was 5 years old. So basically, I was probably up 5-6 nights a week between 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning, and that was it. So I'm going on 3 or 4 hours of sleep. He's up all night. Just getting through the days were unbelievable. So since we started Tyler on the Triangle of Health, the first night, he slept through the night in years. I mean, he'd been on melatonin, he'd been on prescription drugs. So when he started sleeping through the night, we were all sleeping through the night. I mean, I feel like a new person. I can actually get through my days. I can do stuff that my other son needs. I can do normal things. Before, I was just exhausted every single day. Tyler is just doing phenomenal since he's been on this. His mood has changed. He's been a little bit, not as stressed as he was. The biggest factor is he's almost at 4 months with no seizures. He was having seizures every 4 months and gone to the ambulance, by ambulance 5 times in a year to the hospital. And so that is huge for us. We all feel better. That's just mainly about my son, and that's my biggest thing. But even for myself, it's like all of the aches and pains I was having, my energy levels, I feel like a new person. So Kayani forever. You can never live without it.
I'm Joanne Fairclough, and the reason I started taking Kyani when I was introduced to it was because I was taking the majority of the supplements, but I was always afraid of what I was taking and how they were put together. So, and the reason for that is because I am a cancer survivor, actually a 2-time cancer survivor. And when I was taking tamoxifen the first time, I was also taking calcium. And what I didn't know at the time is that calcium can cancel out some of the product that you're taking. And I always felt that I got cancer the second time because I was doing the 2 things at once. So when I was told that these 3 products were put together by doctors and they worked together, it was very, very exciting to me because I never want to hear that word again. Also, I was always extremely healthy until a doctor told me I was sick. That is another reason why I tell everyone they need to take these products so that you never hear that yourself. Okay, so that's one part of it. But there, after that, there was other things that happened. So you can see my fingers are crooked because I have arthritis. And I was taking a drug that my friend has to have an eye exam, a 2.5-hour eye exam every 6 months because of this drug. I was able to get rid of it after 3 months and I had no pain. And so I'm just thrilled to death with that one. My husband and I both go to a cardiologist. We have a stress test, carotid, the echo, and the blood work every year. This year, my cardiologist says, your stress test is perfect, your carotid is perfect, your echo is perfect, your blood work is perfect. I can't have you come back in a year. How about we come back in 2 years? So then he pulls my husband's stuff out and he goes through the whole thing and everything's exactly the same. Everything is perfect. So they can't justify it to the insurance company. Okay, Medicare is not going to pay for it. How about you come back in 2 years? Then I go to my oncologist. I also have a bone density every year. I have some osteopenia. We do my bone density. She looks at it, she says, tell me again, Joanne, what that is you're taking. She said, it's actually improved. I can't have you come back in a year. How about you come back in 2 years? Wow. So anyway, it has been awesome. But I want to tell you one thing about pharmaceutical drugs that I learned years ago that just absolutely floored me. When my husband was put on high blood pressure medicine, it was a company doctor and he was getting ready to go out of the country. So he had to write him another prescription for gout. And I said, what is that for? And he said, well, when he starts taking this, he's going to get gout. So ordinarily, you wouldn't know this at the same time, but this is a company doctor for a man that's going out of the country. So he has to give him both prescriptions to take with him, okay? Ordinarily, you would start taking the first one, you would come back and say, you know, I've got this other problem. Oh, you've got gout. Let me give you a prescription for the gout. They will never tell you this drug caused that one. We love and live Kylie.
Wow, 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 wow. And these are the people I get to hang out with. And that is really amazing because you actually are, the person you are in 5 years is dependent upon people you hang out with and the books you read. Okay? So not only do I get to hang out with amazing people like that, there is a gentleman who is actually on the CEO board for Coyote. He is really an amazing business person. He's very enthusiastic, and he is one of my mentors and my friends. I mean, he's already earned over $1 million in this business that I get to call my friend. That's kind of dang cool, right? And one day he'll probably let me ride around in this G-Wagon. That's going to be more cool. But I would like you guys to welcome Miles Stallard because he is a really amazing guy.
How are we feeling? Good. Awesome. All right, by a show of hands, who is seeing this for the first time? Lots of you guys. Okay, fantastic. Well, I'm excited to be here in Houston. I actually just flew in literally like just before this thing started. I got in from Salt Lake City. I'm flying from here on Thursday, going to San Diego, from San Diego to Boston, back to Dallas. I'm all over the place. But this is absolutely one of my favorite markets to be in because obviously you guys already know, especially if you've been doing business with me. I freaking love you guys. And I love this market, so I'm excited to be here. But we've got a lot of exciting things happening right now. And but before I get started, I just want to give it back to Miss Sherry. Absolutely amazing. She always crushes it whenever she talks about the product side of things. So if we can just give it back to Sherry one more time. I gotta remember to stay on this edge. I'm always like moving around. It's like how I do my thing. But anyway, so guys, a little bit about my story. My name is Miles Tyler. I'm 28 years old. I grew up in Granbury, Texas. You guys know where that's at. I grew up there. I graduated from North Texas. Got my degree in medical rehab. I was supposed to do physical therapy. That was like the whole reason why I went to school. But like a lot of people these days, I got my degree and I never used it. Anybody relate to that, or at least know somebody like that? Right, so that was me. I got my degree, never used it. I actually went into insurance instead as a commercial and residential claims specialist, and I ran catastrophe claims independently. So at a young age, 24, I was already breaking 6 figures. You know, I thought that was going to be my career, what I was going to do for the rest of my life. I was happy, everything was good. But then one day I was cruising through my Facebook and I came across a friend of mine who was driving an Audi R8, which is a $200,000 car. So of course, me being 24, seeing this on my Facebook, I'm like, okay, what the heck is this guy doing? Because the last time I spoke to him was like not even a year ago, and he was not Audi R8 rich. So I'm like, what's happening, right? And I looked into it, and I saw he was doing network marketing. And to be honest with you, I was pretty negative about it, pretty skeptical. Just because, you know, I've heard of the Herbalife, the Advocates, the Amway, Mary Kay, I've heard of all this stuff before. Never was really familiar with the industry. However, I always heard there was money to be made, but I've just never seen it, right? So when I first saw this, threw it to the side, had that whole, you know, if it seems too good to be true, probably is type of attitude. And then about a week later, I see his Facebook again, and that's kind of when the light bulb went off. I'm like, okay, well, I know this guy, he's my friend, he's obviously crushing it. I mean, it'd be absolutely crazy for me to not at least give him a call. You know, speak his brain a little bit, see what this whole like Kayani thing is, because I've never heard of it. And that's exactly what I did. I called him up, basically was like, look, man, I see the success. I know it's network marketing. You know, don't try to sell me on this, but tell me how in the world are you doing what you're doing? Is this thing actually legit? And sure enough, he gets me in front of the #1 income earner, who is James Bradford, who you guys will be working pretty closely with as well. But got me in front of James Bradford, and being 24 and seeing Audi R8s and Maseratis and Aston Martins and Lamborghinis and Ferraris, I'm like, okay, what the heck is going on? I mean, I'm seeing more money than I've ever seen in my entire life, and I'm seeing so many people have the same type of success. I'm like, wow, that many people are actually winning here. Obviously, the business is something I need to at least roll the dice. You know, let's at least give it a shot, see what we can do. I had nothing to lose, so I figured, you know, what the heck. And so I did. I got started. And best decision I've ever made. I've been doing this now for 4 years, made millions of dollars, made my first million in 18 months. So from a financial standpoint, this is definitely there. But I will tell you, the reason why we're having the success that we're having is because of these products. And I'm going to be diving into the financial side, the business side of this. And I am going to make a disclaimer right now because I am going to be throwing out some crazy numbers, because one thing's for sure, we do make a lot of money here. But again, it's because these products are literally changing people's lives. You know, it's not some dumb product that's making us money, it's changing people's lives. So the emotional attachments there, making our retention actually one of the highest in the industry as well. So now this right here is really painting the picture of how times are changing. Now we're all aware times are changing. You know, it's no longer about that whole go to school, get good grades, go find a good job and work that typical 9 to 5, 40, 40, 40 club, you know, career anymore. You know, the world is going online. In fact, did you guys know that they say college graduates now don't even have a chance of retiring until at least the age of 75 if they go in the corporate world? Which is crazy as that is, I don't even believe it's true, because they all say Social Security is gone by 2033. See, this is the world that we live in, right? Times are changing, things are going online, and that's what this is really talking about here. So the most popular media provider creates no content. Facebook, Instagram is the most valuable photo company in the world, doesn't sell any cameras. Okay, the largest taxi company in the world doesn't own a single car, which is Uber. Netflix is the largest movie company in the world, doesn't own a single theater. Airbnb, largest accommodation provider, has absolutely no real estate. So you guys kind of see where we're going with this, right? But check this out. In 2018, more than 6,700 retail stores closed. Check this out. 2019, almost 5 months ago, we already doubled that number. So by this time, I would imagine we'll probably triple that number. If you guys go to the nearest mall around here, I don't know what mall it is, because I'm not from here, but I'm sure you guys would see it's turning into a ghost town. In fact, in DFW, just in the last 90 days, 13 different malls have closed their doors. Okay, so everything is going online, and this is why you're seeing the success that you're seeing, is because what we've done in the industry of network marketing is we've created an online system which has never really been done before. So that's what you're seeing here. Now, this right here was the very first thing that my mentor showed me. He said, Miles, where do you want to be? Well, clearly I want to be over here in the 5%, but I had no idea what this even meant. The way he explained it to me, he said, Miles, 95% of the world is working linear income, or what we call paycheck to paycheck. Now again, paycheck to paycheck does not mean that you're broke, but it means that you're getting paid for your time, right? This is where you go to work, you clock in, you get paid, you clock out, you're not getting paid anymore, right? That 40-40-40 club that we were just talking about, right? See, my mentor said, Miles, if you have a job or an income that depends on you being there, you're in trouble because as soon as you're not there, income sucks. Now that makes sense because even as a claims adjuster, I was doing very well for myself, but the reality was I was working 80+ hours a week. And if I did not work 80+ hours a week, I was not getting paid for 80+ hours a week. I wasn't jumping on roofs, measuring roofs, running those claims. I was not getting paid for those claims, right? See, that's the linear income. So I asked my mentor, I said, how do I get to the 5%? So Miles, 95% of the world is working for the system with the 5% run, which is leverage income or what we call residual income. For the work you do one time or for a period of time, you're being paid over and over and over and over. Now, I always tell everybody two things. If you're not making money online, you're falling behind. You saw on the last slide, everything's going online. Guys, there's a million different things that you can do online to make extra income and really to make a fortune online. Now, I always tell everybody if you're not making money online, you're falling behind, but that's why you've got to do something like this. But even more importantly than that, if you don't have some sort of residual income, you need to find residual income. It will change your life. I cannot stress that enough. A month and a half into this business, me and my wife, she's my girlfriend at the time, we went on a vacation. We spent a lot of money on vacation, missed work for an entire week, so I wasn't getting paid, right, linear income. Came home to more money in my mailbox than I would have made at work and more than I spent on vacation. So I made a profit on vacation a month and a half into this business. See, that's whenever I saw the power of residual income. That's whenever I decided to really buckle down and start treating this like the $1 million business that it is because, I mean, that's what it is. Now, what's also cool about this is the residual aspect of, so I can walk away from Kyani and never say the word Kyani again. My business will continue to grow and grow and grow and grow, and that's with or without me because at this stage of the game, my business is exponentially growing with or without me. And the reason why I say that is I have 40,000 people within my organization that are actively building their business. Now, unless all 40,000 people just got up and quit tomorrow, I will always have a business. Does that make sense? See, Warren Buffett says you're never going to be financially free until you figure out how to make money while you're sleeping. That's what this is. See, this is a 4-year plan to replace a 40-year plan, right? So that's the residual aspect of it, and that's why I love this business. But here's how we get paid. Okay, so we get paid 10 different ways. I'm going to break down 2 of the main ways. The other 8 are all branches of these 2. Okay, so the first way is customers. Now, here's what sets us apart from the rest of the industry. Now, if you guys are familiar with network marketing, you're going to really like this part, okay? Here's what sets us apart. We're not one of those companies where you're ordering a whole bunch of products, stacking it in your closet, your pantry, your garage, whatever it may be, and you go door to door trying to sell it. Okay, by the way, this is not sales. It's where a lot of people misunderstand it because they're comparing it to everything that they're familiar with. It's not sales, okay? This is marketing. And really what I like to say, it's promoting. We share the product. We share it with people that want it, and we share the product with people that need it. People that want it, they're interested in the business. Our compensation plan, by the way, pays out 52.4% on every single dollar. 3 times more than the industry average, 20% more than any competitor that we've got. Okay, so trust me, people definitely want to know about the business. But then we share the product with people that need it, health issues, disabilities, elderly. Okay, and kind of backtrack a little bit, I'll tell you about my family, because my whole family, by the way, thought I was absolutely nuts whenever I first joined Kyani. Like, everybody thought I was crazy. My mom called me a name. I'm not going to repeat here. She made fun of me, but my dad also, he made fun of me. Sister and brother-in-law made fun of me. My wife, girlfriend at the time, she almost broke up with me because she did a company back in the day, not going to say any names, so it started with an R, ended with a life. Some of you guys got it, good. But anyway, so she had a horrible experience with the industry. She wanted nothing to do with network marketing. And but once they started seeing the success and then they started seeing the testimonials on the products, that's when my family decided to try them out. My dad, who is 65 now, but he saw Kyani, he got on the product when he was 61, but he has arthritis from head to toe because these products is literally off all his pain medications. So of course, he gets super excited about it. He shares it with one friend out of West Palm, and then my dad overrides all of South Florida. My mom doesn't take Ambien anymore. She's sleeping better than she ever has in her entire life. My wife doesn't take anxiety medication anymore. I don't take Adderall anymore. I mean, actually, my favorite testimony of my family is actually my wife's grandmother, who has COPD. Now, if you know anything about COPD, your lung capacity does not go back up. Okay, her lung capacity has gone up 2%. So all of her doctors are involved in this as well. Okay, we have the #1 neurosurgeon in the world who is based out of West Palm Beach. Also, we have tons of athletes, by the way. Des Bryant, Manny Pacquiao, tons of Olympic athletes. And here's what's really cool about Kyani. We don't endorse athletes. We do not pay athletes to represent our product. They take it because they want to, or they take it because they're nutritious and making them take it. Okay, so With that being said, we share the product, people that want it, business, and then people that need it, health issues, disabilities, elderly, and the product doesn't work from there. Now, what's also cool about this and what also sets us apart is if somebody wants to order the product, they don't even get the product from you. They go to your website that kind of gives you, which by the way is worth millions of dollars in itself. Okay, they go to your website, they order the product, Kyani does all the shipping, all the handling, you get compensated for it. See, this is powerful because last month I did over $1.5 million just off the Triangle Health alone, not to mention the skincare line or the fitness line. Zero headaches of a traditional business. No inventory, no overhead, no brick and mortar, employee costs, warehousing, manufacturing, I can go on for days, product development, workers' comp liability. Any entrepreneurs in here? I know we have a few. That's the most exciting part about this business. My dad, he's an entrepreneur to this day. He cannot believe how we make our money here. It's incredible. Plus, you'll see, my dad's also a six-figure earner with Kyani on a part-time basis. But that's the customer side. Now I'm going to dive into the business side, which is the distribution. Really what I like to say is what we're doing is we're franchising Kyani online. Now, if you want to start making money with Kyani, here is how you get started. You have a $400 package, a $600 package, a $900, $1,300, and a $2,000 package. Now, all of these investments are going to give you your marketing software, your distribution rights. It's going to give you your $5 million app that we build literally everything off of. And it's going to give you your website that I was talking about earlier. Now, the differences in the packages is the larger the package, the more upfront product that you get. Now, I told you, we don't hold inventory. However, this one-time investment to start your business does give you enough product that you can start sampling out, start sharing with people just to get your business off the ground, really just so people know what the heck you're doing, right? But more importantly than that, the larger the package, the more upfront product or volume you get. Now, volume is how you get ranked. The higher ranked you are, the higher percentages you get paid out on. So I always encourage everybody, if you have the financial means, come in at the highest package you feel comfortable with. But what I will also tell you is do not wait around to save up for a higher package. Get in wherever you fit in, because timing is going to be way, way, way more important than what package you choose. I cannot stress that enough, especially in this market with what we've got going on. By the way, if you guys are here for the first time, you're literally here the first day of a week-long explosion, which you guys are going to hear about in a little bit. So buckle up for that. It's super exciting. By the way, I am here from Monday to Thursday, and we were blowing up this market, and you guys are literally here on day one. So be excited. Now, also with those packages, you get this. This is super cool. We just launched this with our new fitness line. This right here is another huge reason why we're about to be a billion-dollar company in record time. This is huge. Now, what it is, we have a doctor. His name's Dr. Andreas. He's actually the head of our scientific advisory board. But he's a world-renowned doctor, physician, physical therapist, personal trainer. He works with some of the highest-level athletes, celebrities. Charges thousands of dollars for this right here that we get literally for free just by being in Kyani. Now, what it is an online healthy living hub. So it's support for medical doctors, nutritionists, wellness strategies, meal plans, customized workouts, accountability, goal setting, group coaching, all kinds of amazing online personal training stuff. This is huge, and the reason why I talk about this so much is because my wife, she's a fitness competitor model thing. That's what she does. And so what's cool about this is, so she had two competitions just recently, and out of those two competitions, I paid close to $20,000 for this exact type of thing that I now get for free, and this right here is 10 times better than what I was paying for. And we all get access to this. So I'm super passionate about it because it saved me a lot of money right now. But anyhow, so now this goes to the distribution side, which I get really excited about talking. Get excited to talk about. Cool. So Garnet is the very first rank, guys. Garnet is you coming in, you bring on two business partners. Two business partners are going to put you at the rank Garnet. Garnet pays on average about $75 a month. But say one of those two business partners, they bring on a business partner. Now you have three people collectively within your organization. Now you're looking at the rank of Jade. Jade pays on average close to $300 a month. If you do this in your first 31 days, which a lot of people are doing this in the first couple of days, you get a $200 fast start bonus. Now, say those three business partners turn into about 10 collectively. Now again, that's how you bring on 10 business partners. Say you only brought on one or two, they bring on one or two, they bring on one or two. It turns into 10. Or say you're a rock star, you bring on 10 people by yourself. Or say you're not a rock star, but you find a rock star that brings on everybody else. Same thing, you're looking at 10 people You're looking at the rank of Pearl, close to $700 a month if you do this for your first 31 days, which again, a lot of people are doing this very quickly, first couple of days even. You get a $500 fast start bonus on top of that. Now, I like talking about Pearl specifically. The reason why is because out of the 4 years that I've been in this business, I've seen Pearl be the most life-changing position in this entire compensation plan. Now, I know a lot of you guys are looking at that, you're like, okay, $700 a month, that's not like crazy baller a month. I get that, but this is extra income on top of what you're already doing. Did you guys know 4 out of 10 people in the United States do not even have $400 to their name in case of an emergency? Did you know almost 7 out of 10 don't even have $1,000 to their name? Majority of foreclosures, bankruptcies, and divorces last year could have been prevented with only an extra $500 a month. This right here is the most life-changing position I've seen, because when you're bringing in an extra $700, or most people are bringing in an extra $700 a month, it completely changes their entire life. I've seen a position like this bring marriages back together, literally within my business. I've seen it do, I've literally seen it do all kinds of things. And that's why I'm so passionate about the Pearl position. And people are literally doing this so ridiculously quick. But y'all know the #1 cause of divorce? It starts with an M. Marriage. But for real, $700 a month, guys, and people are knocking this out of the park. But after Pearl, you hit the rank of Sapphire. Sapphire is roughly 20 people collectively. And again, not you bringing on 20, say you brought on 1 or 2 and it turns into 20. You're looking at Sapphire, $1,500 a month to get a $2,000 fast start bonus if you do this in your first 31 days. Now, Sapphire is probably one of my favorite ranks next to Pearl as well. And the reason why is because now you have proof. Obviously, you're making $1,500 a month on top of what you're already doing, which is absolutely amazing. But now you get the paid for card. This is where everything explodes. Now, let me explain how this business kind of works. There's 2 things that people have to see, okay? They have to see that they can trust you, and they have to see proof that the business is legit, and it's not just another one of those companies that they've heard of before. Now, when you're new to the business, you already have the trust with anybody that you know. But what you don't have when you're new is you do not have the proof that this is anything different. But we have the proof. The team has the proof. Meetings like this are the proof. Our online system is the proof. Casey Salgi is the proof. I am here today because I am the proof that this is different than everything else. Now, your trust, our proof, we are unstoppable. Now, our job is to help you get to Sapphire, because when you hit Sapphire and you get the paid for car, now you have the proof. Now you have trust and you have proof. Now all those negative naysayers, all the haters, all the people are like, oh, well, I'll believe it when I see it. But when you're driving that new paid for car, now they see it, now they all come running back, they all start joining your business, and let me tell you, they're all kicking themselves in the butt, wish that they would have joined you when you first told them. Anybody wish they would have got in sooner? Literally almost everybody that's in the business right now. Yeah. So, but that's a Sapphire position, because when you get that car, you're gonna absolutely fly because you have the proof. So you go from Sapphire, you hit Ruby, $3,500 a month, then you hit Emerald, $7,500 a month, then you get a $5,000 bonus on top of that, and you get to start going on the retreats. Like there's several different retreats that kind of takes you on, and let me tell you, it's literally 5-star, next level, things you only see in magazine. I've traveled all over the world, Norway, Sweden, France, Spain, Italy. That was just one of the trips. All inclusive. We just got back from Switzerland. Man, I'm going for days. Tokyo. All paid for. Ridiculous. Some of the presidential trip, by the way, which is like the big trip. The last one, I believe, it was close to $25,000 per person is what they paid for the trip. Have y'all ever been on a vacation that cost $25,000 per person? That's $100 grand for a family of 4. That's crazy. That's insane. But that's what you get with being kind of, that's another benefit of having billion-dollar founders. It's absolutely amazing. Total bucket list type of stuff. But after Emerald, you hit Diamond. You're looking at about $14,000 a month at that position. You get a $1,200 car allowance now, so the more exotic, crazier cars start coming to play. So my wife's position is a Diamond. My mom's a Diamond. My dad's a Diamond. My mother-in-law's about to be a Diamond. But check this out, okay? So both my parents, they do this ridiculously part-time. My mom, she's an esthetician. She actually makes way more with Kayani than she does with practice, but she loves practice. She loves what she does. My dad, on the other hand, is a very successful entrepreneur, home builder, custom builder. Makes way more with what he does, but they're bringing in close to $15 grand a month with Kayani, where he is. So between my parents, they're bringing in over $20,000, almost $30,000 a month on top of what they already do. Very part-time. They say it's their vacation money, but the only vacations they go on are the ones that kind of takes them on. So, but that's the Diamond position. After diamond, you hit blue diamond. My sister and brother-in-law, they're blue diamond. You're looking at about $30,000 a month in that position. You get a $25,000 bonus just for achieving the rank of blue diamond. Green diamond is where I'm at, about $50,000, $60,000 a month. You get a $2,500 car allowance now. So just between me and my wife, we get $3,700 a month just to pay for our cars. So our car allowance is ridiculously aggressive. That's for sure, which you're going to actually see on the next slide, how aggressive. But after green diamond, you hit purple diamond, you're looking at about a $100,000 bonus. And I mean, the money just starts getting really ridiculous. Red diamond, $5,000 car allowance, double red diamond, $500,000 bonus, where Mr. James Bradford is. Anybody want a $500,000 high five? 100 grand on this figure. Black diamond, $10,000 car allowance, double black diamond, you're talking about $1 million a month, you get a $1 million bonus. It just gets absolutely outrageous. But what's cool about this is we are so early on this, nobody has even achieved the rank of double black diamond yet. Okay. In fact, the highest rank, her name is Becky Purcell. And you can look in the industry. If you look at any company in the industry, there's going to be several people at the highest rank. We have nobody. But the highest rank, her name is Becky Purcell. And she overrides all of Asia. She's been in it since the very beginning. But even she will tell you the person that's going to make the most money in Kyani probably has not joined the business yet, let alone probably does not even know what Kyani is yet. And when she first told me this almost 3 years ago, it completely went in one ear and out the other. I thought she was just blowing smoke, trying to convince me I could be the top earner. And however, I did see James Bradford do in 1 year what took Becky Purcell 7 years to do because of our online system. Okay, absolutely amazing. So here's what I want to point out. I got to put the thing down because I'm getting fired up. Okay. Here's why our compensation plan is copywritten. This is why you're seeing so many people winning here. Just in this room alone, by the way, if you guys have experience in network marketing, you would agree with me that there's no company in the world that would have this many people winning on the level that we're winning just in this one room alone. It's unheard of. But here's why we're having success we're having. We only build 2 lines of business. Okay, that's it. After, if you have experience in network marketing, you're thinking, okay, that sounds like a binary. No, because in a binary, you're only getting paid on your weakest leg. Here, we get paid on everything. Okay. We only build 2 lines. So after you bring on your very first 2 business partners, okay, anybody else that you bring on after those first 2, go underneath those 2, then the next 2, then the next 2, then the next 2, then the next 2 to help everybody get there too. Here's the simplicity of Kyani. If every single person only brought on 2 business partners, everybody is incredibly healthy and incredibly wealthy. It sounds super cheesy when I make it rhyme like that, but it's true, and it's the fact. Now, obviously, it's not as easy as it sounds, because if it was, we would all be walking around with millions of dollars in our pockets. However, it is that simple, and really, in my opinion, it is that easy, because I really don't care who you are, where you're from. Everybody on the face of this planet can bring 2 people in this organization. Everybody knows 2 people that are overworked and underpaid, 2 people with health issues, disabilities, 2 people that want to make extra income, or 2 people that want to make a lot of income. Everybody can bring 2 people in, and the best part about it is you're not doing it alone. We're doing it together as a team. In order for the person above you to build their business, they absolutely have to build your business. And I always tell everybody from the very beginning, if you are not a team player, do not do this business. It is not for you. You're going to be spinning your wheels. Now, if you are a team player, you're probably going to want to do this business because you're going to have a lot of success in all of it. So, does that make sense though?
Yes.
200? I'll open it up for questions if you guys don't quite understand it, because that's really important that you guys understand that, because that's like why we're killing it, you know? So, Kind of Care Loyalty Bonus Program, just kind of like a retirement plan, but it's not, because we are $299. But what this is, how much volume you bring in that month, $9 20 aside for you. When you've been a distributor for at least 5 years, you turn the age of 60, you are now eligible to collect money. Get this, compounds at 10% every single year. Any financial advisors in here? Okay, you know any financial advisors? Share this with them. I'm pretty close to promising you're probably going to have a new business partner. The reason why any financial advisor I've ever talked to has joined specifically because of this right here alone. I have over several $1 million in my Kind of Care. I still have 32 years to build this with a compounding at 10% every single year. This is huge. My dad, he already has more money in this than he does his entire life of retirement. He's been Kind for 4 years. I have another business partner. Her name's Kim Bellamy. She's out of Dallas. What took her 15 years to build with her 401k, she did in 2 months with Kyani. Crazy. And this just kind of goes to show how powerful our car program is. But we have 5,000 cars. just within Team Fusion alone, not to mention Kyani, but Team Fusion alone, we have 5,000 cars on the road. Guys, that's more than all Mary Kay, and we've been around for literally about 30 something, 40 years less time than Mary Kay. And I'm sure we can all appreciate that they're not pink Cadillacs. All right, so now I get to talk about our charity, which I'm crazy passionate about. So really my thing, this is like our fourth line of business, and the reason why is you have our Triangle Health, you have our skincare line, you have our fitness line, but you also have our charity, because you can actually build your business from this charity if you chose to. So what it is, Carl Taylor, right, Idaho potatoes, so we dehydrate potatoes with pump full minerals, vitamins, proteins. We ship them off to these countries where we feed starving families. One potato pack costs $25, feeds a family of 5. But what's cool is, again, we do mission trips. You know, Sherry was kind of talking about this earlier. We do mission trips. And it's absolutely amazing. In fact, I've been to Tanzania where, we've had 1,800 kids that were lucky to have one meal a day. Most of those kids took that one meal back to their family, which was on average about 8 people in a family to feed the rest of their family. And so that alone was an experience in itself. But while we were there, we saw they had no clean water. Now, whenever I say no clean water, like, it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Women and kids were walking 3 miles to and 3 miles back every single day from their water source. And their water source, by the way, was not water. It was a huge, just mud pit. There was cattle in the dead center of their water source. You could smell this place before you could even see it. Like, they would go there, they'd scoop their mud, take it home. That's what they would make their water out of. And when we saw that, we knew we had to do something. So as soon as we got back to the States, we actually, me and Mr. Casey Salji, we have a nonprofit together. And our nonprofit actually partnered up with Kyani. We built a water well in Arusha, which is the community in Tanzania, right? And literally just a matter of a few months, absolutely transformed the entire community. So now they have clean water, so they're not getting sick anymore. Now they have clean water that they're using for farming, so now they're eating better. Now they have clean water that they're selling to the rest of the community, so now they're actually making money. So literally in a matter of just a few months, completely changed the world. And the reason why, though, I'm so passionate about our charity side in the Caring Hands Project is because we all heard, the key to abundance is giving, right? What goes around comes around, right? And I really believe the reason why Kyani as a whole is winning on such a high level is because everything about this business is about helping others. You can't win in this without helping others. You can't win in the comp plan without helping others. You can't win with the products without helping others. You can't win with anything, all the way from our founders to the corporate, all the way to the field, at all, unless you're a servant leader and you're helping others. And that's why I'm so passionate about this specifically, because I really believe that this is the heartbeat of Kyani, which I always encourage everybody. Nobody goes broke from giving. Donate to this. This is super powerful. And when you get to see where it's going, and what we're doing, it's super awesome. But anyhow, so Mr. Casey Salji, oh, that's our water well. But and that's actually our founder, Carl Taylor, who came in after the hurricane here. So really cool. I'm gonna have Casey actually talk a little bit more on that, but super powerful. Now we have the training and the support. So guests in the room, just understand you have literally everything you could possibly need to be successful here. I'll be very blunt. If you're not successful, it's because you're just not following the system, you're not playing the game. The truth is, we have a recipe to success. And Mr. Shah is going to be going over literally that recipe and exactly how we do it. But if you follow the system, I can promise you success. If you don't follow the system, I can't promise you anything. Because I've never seen somebody have major success without following the system. But I've also never seen somebody follow the system and not have success. Does that make sense? And we have that system. It's literally a step 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. If you do it, you're going to win. We have everything you could possibly need to win here. And that is my part. And what I want to do is I want to bring up a gentleman who, he's my mentor. I've learned so much from him. He's a veteran in the industry. He's on the cover of 2 magazines, which is right back there, which you guys will see that here in a second. And before I actually get done, now I'm going to have Mr. Salji bring up a couple. I want the pearls and above to come share their story. But I want you to do that with Mr. Casey Salji because I forgot to do it before. So, but I want you guys to hear from Mr. Casey Salji. He's an absolute rock star. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be who I am today. He's my mentor, and he's taught me so much. He's a servant leader. He cares about his team. And you guys see why we're winning here in Houston specifically, because this gentleman right here, he is the brains behind the operation here. and he's an absolute rock star. So if we can get super crazy for Mr. Kinselji. Let's give it up for Mr. Moss. Awesome.
Woo, he gets me fired up every single time. That's why I like him coming in and bring the heat. So, how's everybody doing? Good? Good information? Yeah, makes sense? Yeah, very good, very good. My part here is to put a little bow on this whole thing. A lot of information that you heard. Miss Sherry Passmore crushing it on the product. You got to hear some testimonies about what this has done. And my part here is to let you know, can you do it? Because you've seen everybody's winning. You see everybody is getting unbelievably healthy as a result of what this product has done. Then it comes down to, yeah, that's great for all of them. What about me? Is my timing good? It looks like you guys are already crushing it. Folks, we are just getting warmed up here in actually Canada as a whole, but specifically here in Houston and so many different markets. It's incredible. My background, I'm 42 years old. I just retired from corporate America. I worked at a $16 billion chemical company. I ran the IT project management office for that entire organization. I had 42 project managers that reported to me on a global basis, so I was head babysitter. All right, so did that for many, many years. I mean, I'll get that joke later. And it really fit well with me because I have a very systems-driven mind. I want to make things efficient, I want to make them fast, and I want to make sure that things don't explode at chemical plants. What's cool about this is you don't have to worry about that. You actually want an explosion, but a different type. And that's what we're actually engineering right now. And the reason we're engineering that is I've been doing this for a decade, as Mr. Stouter mentioned. Myself, Mr. David Daniel, introduce him here in a second as well. We're on the cover of Success from Home magazine, not 1 year, but 2 years in a row. How did we get there? We learned how to do a couple of key things very, very well. And then I took all the technology background that I have, understand how to hack a human being. I can predict certain things that they're going to do. And you put those two things together and you have something that, to be honest with you, has never been done before as I've seen it, and I've been around for a while. So with all of that in place, can you do this? Yes, you can. Our system is so simple, I made a little picture out of it. And let me explain to you how this works. When you get started, Mr. Stouter mentioned to you a couple different packages that you can do to get started. When you do that, you get a dump truck, okay? I was like, I don't remember a dump truck. Where's this dump truck? It's metaphorical, but work with me here. So you get a dump truck. And all you do with this dump truck is your job is to find other people that are looking for something. And there's 4 things that we can help them with. More health, more wealth, having more time, or having more significance. If they have a desire for those 4 things, put them in your dump truck, bring them to our factory, okay? If they don't have a desire for those 4 things, pat them on the bottom and tell them have a great day, still be their friend, see them at the ball games, but this isn't gonna be for them, plain and simple. That's all your job is to do, is to identify if they have a desire. If they do, you get them in touch with us, because when you bring them to the factory, you drop that raw material on a little conveyor belt and it goes through a systematic process. When it comes out, it's gonna, one of 2 things are gonna happen. We're either gonna pollute the river that runs behind our factory with them, okay, that's the little things going out, okay, or they're gonna come out of this thing as a jade, making money and making an impact. And there's a lot of humor in this, but it's real life, because not everybody's gonna wanna do this. You're gonna put people in that dump truck just knowing for sure they're gonna wanna do this. Are there a lot of people that whine about those 4 things that I just mentioned? Yes. Do they actually wanna fix it? No. All I'm looking for is the people that wanna fix it. We have a nice little divider, it's real polite, real pleasant. We don't have the fiery pits of hell behind the factory. We have a nice little lazy river. We give them a cold beer on the way out to get a little rubber raft. They have themselves a good time. Because in 3 months, they're probably gonna lose their job, or they're gonna have a big illness happen, or something's gonna blow up. Something's gonna happen, because that's life. And then they're gonna look at this, as Mr. Stouter mentioned as well, and say, man, I wish we got started sooner. And that's okay, because we didn't ruin the relationship. We just saw that they weren't interested in what we were doing. Fair enough. We're not begging anybody. And so I want y'all to know that that is a key step here, is all you gotta be able to do is have a conversation like you do in a grocery store. Anybody ever ran into somebody at a grocery store before? Happens all the time, right? When you talk to them, you see your friend a couple aisles over. I said friend, okay? So if they're a friend, you walk over. I had someone, well, I wouldn't go talk to them. Well, then they're not by definition your friend. So assuming that they're your friend, you walk over, what do? You say, hi, how are you doing? What you been up to? You have a conversation like a human being. Nowhere on here do we have robots, okay? We're human beings having a conversation. They ask, what have you been up to? Well, I got this little thing going on. What have you been doing? Well, my health isn't so good. Has anybody ever complained about their health to you? All the time, right? Ask them if they want to fix that. Do they want to fix it? Probably. If so, put them in touch with us. And that's you bringing the little truck to the little factory. That's all you do. We take care of the rest. Notice who was doing the presentation today. Not the person that invited you to come here today unless it was Miss Sherry, right? Y'all don't have to worry about that part. And in fact, we don't do these very often, but we're doing this now because we have a very special time that's going on. This system is fully baked. This system is fully tested. This is coming from the guy that does this for a global level for a very large company, Fortune 200 company for many, many years. I'm telling you, this thing is battle-hardened, tested, ready to go. All you gotta do is get in the damn dump truck and drive it around a little bit. It's that simple. I truly mean that, okay? To show that to you, I'm gonna have a couple people that are gonna come up here. We gotta do this quick for the folks that I'm bringing up, but I want you to see the different walks of life of the different people that are winning, okay? I want anybody that's a pearl and above, life-changing money that we were talking about. If you're a pearl above, I'd like you to come through here real fast. Tell everybody your name, tell them your rank, let them know what you did before, and let them know what you think County is going to do for you in the future. We're going to go quick through this. Y'all come on up, pearls and above, let's give them a hand.
Hi everyone, I'm Claire Rincon. I have worked for Chevron for 12 years. I was resolved to retiring at whenever, I don't know when, until my daughter Candace told me about the products. I love the products and finally decided I was going to join her. My future, what I see now in my future is my Chevron retirement being a supplement to my Kyani residual income. So
Awesome. That's
what I see.
perfect. I
I am a pearl. My goal is to be a sapphire and then a diamond. And what my ultimate goal is to pay off my children's houses and buy all my grandchildren cars.
My name is Tara Bush. So David Jones and I are sapphires in this business. We've been in this business for about a year, a little over a year. We never realized that sapphire would be attainable. It was just one step at a time. And so at the end of the day, I'm a project manager, account director for worldwide furniture. I don't know what people call me about furniture, but we just got a call the other day about somebody helping their son, and that moved me to tears. And that's why I do this, is because of the impact we have upon personal lives.
Awesome.
Everybody, we're Jacob and Candace, or Jake Winnet's name, and both of us were in the corporate world before we started with Kyani, and Candace is actually still doing that, but by choice now. She's gotten the confidence from this business to leave her career with Chase. She spent a decade, there's a few people familiar with Chase, she spent a decade with them, and this business finally opened her eyes up to the fact that that is not what she wanted to do. Same thing with me. I kind of just fell into a job in the wholesale industry. I worked for a corporate company for a decade as well. This business gave me the education and the confidence that I needed to step away from that. So now I do kind of part-time. We're sapphires in the business, car qualified, very, very happy, very excited about that. And I continue doing kind of part-time. I do real estate full-time as well. So whatever you're up to, this business is very dynamic. It's a get in where you fit in. However much time you have, you can make this work, get started, and you'll figure it out. This is just, it's amazing. It's a blessing, truly. My family has a background with cancer, and so I'm very, very excited, not just about the financial freedom that we're empowering people with and the knowledge that we're giving them on how to build their own business, be their own boss, but also what it's doing on the health side. For me, more importantly, that's what this is about. So we're very excited.
Love it.
Hello again. So still Sherry Passmore, haven't changed anything since the last time I was up here, but what has changed since I got into Kyani is me. It is often said that this is a personal development course that comes
I'm not gonna cry. This is a personal development course with a compensation plan attached. And if you guys knew me 2.5 years ago, you knew a different person. I was very afraid of what everybody else thought of me. I was very afraid to get out of my own comfort zone. I was afraid. It was just stupid, okay? It was stupid. But like I said earlier, the difference is the books you read and the people you know. And when you surround yourself with champions, your mindset changes, your vision changes, and your future changes. I'm a Ruby, not for long.
So my name is David Daniel. I'm an emerald in the company. My occupation is a firefighter for almost 21 years. And Kayani is, I'm retiring probably about 10 years early from the fire department. I got a couple years left so I can watch my kids grow.
I'm Brian Penso, known as Uncle Larry. People know me, I'm a multiple business owner. That's all I've done all my life. I'm a sapphire in the business. What I saw when this was brought to me, I see it a lot of different ways than what most people do. Most people are not used to looking and analyzing businesses. How many in here has ever wanted to own a franchise of some sort? A Pizza Hut or one of the conglomerations that are out there. Those are very expensive. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of thousands to start, up to millions. But what I want you to think about is most of your setup costs come from the establishment and the systems that was built so it runs. That's where your overall costs are. You've got a lot of professionals in this organization that have spent tens of thousands of hours to build a system that you don't have to. It is bulletproof. You get in the car, you follow the lead and the instructions of the leaders, and there's a lot of them that's in this room that's done very well. You don't have to figure this out. All you gotta do is get in the bus and start driving. And that's the beauty, and that's what separates this organization from the many, many that are out there to choose from. Higher compensation plan, leadership, the personal development, as Sherry said. If you want something different, the first thing that you've got to change is sitting right here. It's the most valuable piece of real estate you'll ever own in your life, but so few people will ever invest in it. Here you have the best of all worlds. You've got support, you've got the training, you've got a product that nobody will ever duplicate. My recommendation is if you are seriously ready for a life-changing event, make the decision, you tell the world, you figure it out, you get on the bus, and you go with us. Y'all have a good day.
So if you guys are just taking a look at this thing for the very first time, please understand that we are winning. Please understand that it's been figured out. Please understand all you gotta do is have a desire. If you got the desire, you're willing to follow what we put in place, you will crush this. That's all there is to it. I wanna have one last story, and she was deciding if she was gonna do this or not, but she was here. We had a very special VIP group that came in. A couple of people were able to come take a look at this about 3 weeks ago. And she was actually standing right over there. I'm gonna let her tell the rest of her story, but I want her to share with you all what this has done for her in a very short amount of time, and to bring it all back to this is why we do what we do. So please welcome Emily to the front.
Hi. I can't believe I'm sitting up in front of all of y'all. Still on square. This Friday will be a month that I started taking Kayani. For at least 13 years, I've struggled with all sorts of pain, just crazy, all sorts of crazy stuff. Never went and got it treated, and it escalated really fast appointed like a couple years ago. Was diagnosed with chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy. And something else caused that, and I don't even know what that is. And since then, I've got inflammation, I've got floaters in my eye, just all sorts of stuff. I got 3 shots in my eye this year. They put me on steroids. I've been on steroids since January. Got my 3rd shot. They took me down from 20 milligrams of steroids to 5, and it all came back. So I've been on them to maintain, you know. And within less than a month of taking Kyani, my floaters are going away. I've got a lot less pain in my feet. I have a mat that I carry around with me because I need it. My kitchen floor is lined with them. I think I've got like 17 mats in my kitchen. I don't have it today.
Wow.
So. Dream come true.
What do you see this doing for you and others?
What do you want? What do you want? I don't even know what I want, but I want way more than I have right now. And I know that it's possible. I know that all of the pain, all of the suffering, all of the depression, everything that I have gone through for all of these years has leaded me to where I'm at right now.
And she's so much happier than she was a month ago.
Yeah. And I put my son, I've got a little boy who turned 7 about a week ago. Last year was on and off medications, nothing really worked for him. ADHD, severe anxiety, and he's been on it for 3 weeks now. And he came home the other day and told me he felt calm for the first time ever. So,
awesome. That's what we do. That's why we do it. If you like making an impact in people's lives, my previous company was with an electricity company. I was in the top 350 of 350,000 people in that company, top 0.1%. Nobody ever called me at 10 o'clock at night, getting all weepy on the phone saying, oh my God, Casey, you saved me $47 on my light bill. My lights burn brighter because of you. Never once did I get that phone call. That's the type of phone calls that we get. That's the type of impact that we make. That's the significance of what we do. Do we make money? Yeah, we make a stupid amount of money. But first, we impact a life. If that interests you, get with the person that brought you here. You come up and chat with me if you got any questions. Don't go home talking to your broke brother-in-law, sleeping on your couch, watching reruns of American Idol, and ask him his opinion of the business. He doesn't know. All right, get your questions answered in this room. Let us know if you've got any interest. Let us know if you want a seat on this rocket ship, because this thing is absolutely blasting off. We're going to have these meetings just this week. We don't do this. This is very rare for us, but I want you all to see this thing as we explode. We're going to be in a different location this whole week. If you have somebody that you know, if you have somebody that you care about on getting on board with you on this thing, you call them up. You put them on the phone with me, let me explain it to them. Don't try it. You just saw it for the first time. Let us do what we do. And then we can get them to come take a look at this information tomorrow, the next day, or the next day. As you can see, we're broadcasting this. If you got people outside of Houston, we got people all over the world on this thing. All right, that's what we're doing. So get with us. Let us know if you're in on this thing. If you are, awesome, welcome to the team. If you're not, we're gonna give you a cold beer. We got a couple more. We'll send you on that little route there on the back. Thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate y'all. Have a great night.